Today I'm going to analyze the film Shoplifters, directed by Koreeda Hirokazu. This film is premiered at Cannes International Film Festival, where it went on to win the Palme d'Or. This video will analyze this film from the perspectives of genre with these two questions. What genre is this film, and what makes this film a particularly excellent or influential example of its genre? As far as I am concerned, I want to define this film as a hybridity of three genres, which is crime film, melodrama, and documentary respectively. Firstly, I want to emphasize the work of Thomas Leach, who systematically analyzed crime film as a genre. He highlights three problems or paradoxes as premises in crime film. The first problem linked to the question of crime's normalcy. By definition, crime is an aberration, a disruption to the normal working of society. Yet crime film invariably treat crime as normal, even as they observe the way it undermines the social order. This is very true in Shoplifters. This family has taken shoplifting for granted. They eat food stolen from the supermarket, wear the clothes out from the clothing shop, and their behavior did undermine, although not seriously, the social order. For example, the shop they stolen before has closed down. The second problem focuses on crime in distinguishing between the thriller and crime film. While a crime is an isolated event in thriller, it is a metaphor for social unrest in crime film. The metaphor evidence can also be found in Shoplifters. The original title of this film is Manbiki Kazoku. The word manbiki is subtly different from theft, which tend to mean stealing things where others are not paying attention. The shoplifting tribe is a metaphor for their living conditions as the outsiders abandoned by the society. Not only they make a living by this type of theft, they also attaining love by stealing in a sneaky way. For example, Osamu and Nobuyo stole the time to have sex when the children are not at home. Nobuyo also stole keys to fulfill her regret of infertility. Aki uses chatting time to comfort each other with Mr. Fall. The last problem is about roles. Leach argued that every crime story predicates three leading roles: the criminal, the victim, and the avenger or detective. The three roles could hardly be more clear up, yet they everywhere overlap and melt into each other. The overlap of criminals and victims is of vital importance of this film. The protagonists are not only criminals, but also victims at the same time. For example, legally they are all kidnappers as they bring Yuri home, but on the other hand, Nobuyo is a victim of family violence. Aki and Grandma are also abandoned by their family.
秋ですか。ええ。外国でしょ。はい。
Although Yuri and Shota are victims, they also commit the crime of shoplifting. All these problems are the heart of the definition, for crime film does not simply embody these problems, it is about them. Also, crime film emphasizes the interdependence and their interpenetration of roles, which makes the theme of family relationship reasonable integrated into the film. What's more, crime films arise precisely from the ways they test the limits of their moral categories. As Leach writing, although crime film typically moves toward endings that confirm moral absolutes incarnated in each of their three primary figures. As we can see in the end, the arrest and imprisonment is a presentation of moral absolute. However, an equally important function crime films share is to call these primary figures in the moral absolute that inspire them into questioning the moral authority of justice system or presenting innocent characters who seem guilty or guilty characters who seem innocent. The binary feature, benefiting from the duality of roles, makes the audience question the moral authority of the society, which makes this film very controversial.
思いたいだけでしょ。産んだらみんな母親になんの？
でも産まなきゃなれないでしょ。
The duality of roles is also presented in melodrama, as Williams argues that much more often melodrama combine pathos and action, which is corresponded with the role of suffering victim and doing criminal. Melodrama is also highly related to the moral issue, but it's about moral legibility rather than moral authority, and pathos and action are the two most important means to achievement of moral legibility. As a result, the climax in this film is when criminals achieve their moral legibility. For example, the secret calling of father when Shota is on the bus. Also, where Yuli is singing the song taught by Nobuyo on the corridor. The characteristic of melodrama emphasizes the complexity of roles and moral criteria and attract a various audience who expect to be moved, which makes this film stand out from the crime film genre. In terms of the visual factors, the particularity about this film is the documentary-style cinematic techniques. Bingham mentioned that there is a paradox of documentary in his book, writing, "There is no such thing as a documentary, yet everything is a documentary. Reality can only be created, not recorded. Yet the real, the non-fictive is the absolute. I guarantee that an audience can learn about the world around them, and thus perhaps learn something about themselves." We can say this film is a pseudo-documentary, as the director is trying his best to create objective reality. For example, the setting is very common in Japanese everyday life, and the angle of the camera is usually horizontal. Most of the sounds are diegetic sounds. Non-diegetic sound is less used compared to traditional crime films. However, it do have some visual feature of crime film, as Leach defines that as noir visual style, saying many crime films adopt the visual convention of film norm. For example, high contrast lighting, the unbalanced composition, the extreme close-up,
花って顔じゃないでしょ。リン？リン。
The combined feature of documentary style and noir visual style makes this film vacillate between real and unreal, thus provide with unique aesthetic experience. In conclusion, the hybrid of crime film and melodrama underlines the complexity of human nature and arose thinking about morality, while the hybrid of crime film and documentary form the unique cinematic art in the visual level. And these are reasons why this film can achieve popularity from genre perspective. Thanks for watching my video. See you next time.